Ladies and gentlemen, there is an Australian journalist that liberals and Democrats don't like. This Australian journalist had or has a website that you can apparently, allegedly, apparently, possibly send things securely in a fashion where your identity won't be disclosed. Isn't that interesting? It's a new concept. It's a completely new concept. Wiki. Oh no. The people who started all of this is actually the Washington Post. How do we know this? Because David Farenthold sent an email to a Trump organization official, and David Farenthold, the Washington Post journalist, did the exact same thing. The exact same thing when it comes to journalism as the Australian diplomat who is now under UK custody. Now, of course, you know who I'm speaking about. But I'll speak about this more freely on H.A. Goodman's other channel. Okay? But on this channel, also, if you ever want to send me documents anonymously, you can do it online at this encrypted site. So I'll read. Eric Trump is the equivalent of an asteroid. It would be the equivalent of, I don't know, like some kind of celestial body crashing down into Earth. This is what he did. He completely shattered and just completely broke apart the facade that said, "Oh my God, the Russians wanted us to know that Debbie Wasserman Schultz was cheating Bernie Sanders because then they would swing votes away from Clinton, who they really fear because she was quiet as a church mouse during the Committee on Foreign Investment meeting regarding 20% of U.S. uranium capacity being sold to Putin, thus giving her the popular vote, even though Debbie Wasserman Schultz was forced to resign for cheating Bernie Sanders." The propaganda spin is ever flowing and constantly contradictory. Well, whatever. Mr. Mole, this is from the Washington Post. Democracy perishes in darkness. This is from the Washington Post to a Trump organization official. Okay? And Eric Trump completely just, this was a Sean Kemp, this is a Gary Payton to Sean Kemp 90s dunk that was just amazing. It was a Sean Kemp, one of the best, most underrated players of all time. Mr. Mole, I'm very sorry to bother. I'm a reporter for the Washington Post, and I cover the Trump organization as a business. Do you cover the Clinton Foundation? No, of course you don't. As part of that, I try to make sure every Trump organization employee has my contact information. You know the company so much better than I ever could. I'd like your help to make sure I don't miss something important. Okay. Are you working on a specific story or just okay? If you ever want to get in touch with me, I'd be glad to talk on background, meaning I'd never use your name in any story or tell anyone else we spoke. Oh, yeah, just like when those reporters kept all of Madeleine Westerhout's comments private when they were off the record. It's like Chris Farley, God bless him, the best comedian, was in a van down by the river when Madeleine Westerhout had a couple drinks and she spoke in confidence. Off the record. All my contact information is below, including details for how to reach me on encrypted apps. What? Encrypted apps? Also, if you ever want to send me What? Do I smell Putin? Also, if you ever want to send me documents anonymously,
Anonymously? Who does this? What kind of evil villain does this?
Also, if you want to send me documents anonymously, you can do it online at this encrypted site. You spent 3 years going after the Australian journalist who's now in custody of the UK. UK officials, do you hear this? It's time to fly to... Okay, or just do it the old-fashioned way. Send a no-return address package to the street address below. No return.
I'm going to send this no-return address package.
It's going to show all the corruption in Trump's organizations,
but it's really another government, and they won't know. They'll just publish whatever I send in this no-return package.
Thank you so much, David Farenthold. Ladies and gentlemen, why is he using the same journalist? Why is he engaging in the same journalism as that site Wiki? What is it called? As a man named, I think, the Australian journalist. What's his name? Assange, I think. Yeah. The exact same thing. So we're led to believe, we're supposed to believe that their encrypted site is not linked to
the Russians and Putin.
What if somebody sent the Tom Perez's, God forbid, I would never advocate that, God forbid, oh my God, God forbid. What if somebody sent the DNC chairman's emails to the Washington Post secure drop?
Would it be a vehicle for Putin through the Washington Post? Democracy, keep it alive with a shining light of brilliance.
How do you know what you're getting, Washington Post, through your wonderful secure drop? You can do it online at this encrypted site. Wow! Who does that? This is amazing. www.washingtonpost.secure/secure drop. Wow. How is this not an issue? How is the NSA and everyone else, and Comey and Strzok and McCabe and Clapper and Brennan, how are they not saying, oh my God, where's CrowdStrike in this? Would you hire CrowdStrike to find out that, oh, by the way, the DNC emails were being sent to David Farenthold in 2020 through the secure drop of the Washington Post? So now we know, now the Russians know that there's apparently a site that is linked directly to the Washington Post, the biggest, second biggest newspaper after the New York Times, whatever. Biggest newspaper in the entire United States. All the Russians have to do, all the Chinese have to, all they have to do is simply contact David Farenthold. Send him some awesome things about the Democratic Party through his wonderful encrypted site. They can send it anonymously, and it would be a foreign power influencing our election against the Democrats again, because they would be then so tough against the foreign power. It's the most ridiculous, absurd propaganda.
You know, the Russians were really afraid of Hillary. That's why they gave the Australian diplomat information that showed that Bernie Sanders was cheated. And it was their actual emails. They're written by, there's 500 conflicts of interest at the Clinton Foundation.
Have they read? Has anyone at the Washington Post actually read the DNC emails or the campaign emails? This guy Farenthold is supposed to talk about corruption. What about the 500 conflicts of interest? The fact that Bill Clinton, apparently, according to a Clinton Foundation official in his own writing, enriches himself to the tune of a Bill Clinton Inc. type of thing, where he's utilizing the contacts from the foundation to enrich himself with millions of dollars in speaking arrangements. And the 500 conflicts of interest? That's not supposed to happen with a charitable foundation. Do you think it might have affected the charitable status of the foundation? My God. We were supposed to believe that if during the course of an election, some information that was detrimental to a political party being shared through an encrypted, anonymous type of link, we were supposed to believe that it was a foreign plot against our pristine democracy. Now it's like, hey, I'm Dave Ferntold, the Washington Post, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, if you want to just, also, if you ever want to send me documents anonymously, you can do it online at this encrypted site. How is this not a big problem? Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's zero evidence, absolutely positively zero evidence that Russians obtained the DNC emails. That's from CrowdStrike. If you read the indictments of the Russian intelligence officers that apparently gave information to the Australian diplomat, you will know that it's Company 1 that provided the information. Company 1 is CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike was outsourced by the Democratic Party. Hardly an impartial political party. They're not even fair and neutral with their own candidates.
And don't expect Bernard Sanders to speak up. He's only fighting the 1%. Through audio that only canines and other animals can hear. Nobody else can hear him fighting. Nobody. It's actually a frequency that cannot be heard throughout the universe, but only through grasshoppers and other creatures of the night can hear what Bernard, when he yells, believe me, it's so high-pitched that only the 1% and crickets can hear him. So, yeah.
Don't expect Bernie Sanders to be like, hey, you're saying there's a site, a link that you can actually. So wait, but didn't Wiki, what was that? DNC emails that showed that I was cheated. And by the way, I don't like being cheated. Is it too much for Bernie to be like,
oh, by the way, you cheated me, and I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna take it. I'm fighting the 1%, and you cheated me, and $200 million were funneled from my hardworking voters. And you know what, Deborah Wasserman and Clinton and Madam Cyberhack, because we know your servers were hacked by the whole planet. Even Michael Hayden said so. I'm not going to take it anymore. You're not going to ever cheat another candidate, ever again.
No, of course he wouldn't say that. Come on. Come on. That'll be ridiculous. Why would he do that? that would have helped really the country a lot had he done that, but why would he do that? You don't want to hurt the Democratic Party.
That would be terrible.
Ladies and gentlemen, give me your thoughts below. It's just unbelievable. It's like they're completely clueless. I'll get to this in an even more amusing manner on H.A. Goodman's other channel. But my God almighty, people, my God almighty. Are you watching any of this? Are you watching any of this? It's like a baseball player getting suspended for steroids and then another baseball player winning the MVP for steroids. Get it? It doesn't make any sense. It's, wait a second, you banned that player for performance enhancing. But then with that player who took PEDs, you gave him the Silver Slugger and the MVP of the league. That's not good. What other analogy could I use? This is supposed to be against journalism nowadays, but I guess it's not. It's only, look, a secure drop encrypted site that you could give documents anonymously to is only bad if it's not the Washington Post. And how would you know, how would the Washington Post know if other countries were giving information to a source to then just, you have Farenthold or Rucker or anyone has a source. They tell the source, hey, we'll just give the information through the secure drop of the Washington Post. How would they know that a foreign country wouldn't? Sorry, because Comey and Strzok and McCabe? Oh, that's easily taken care of. You could just have just one person, one official say, yeah, you know what? This was actually the work of China. How do we know? Because the RNC's gonna outsource a company to tell us. Well, you think we're gonna look at the Washington Post site? No. We'll have our company look at the Washington Post site and then get information. And then they'll be like, well, this is not true. No, we're going to have our legal team. Oh, you met this one person from this country? And how many times did you meet that one person? Oh, you're lying about the date? You're going to jail. Oh, you lied about the date. It wasn't the date. No, it was a week before. Too bad. You lied to an FBI agent. Sorry. Them's the breaks. That's what they did to Papadopoulos and to Flynn and to everyone else. They fabricated a story, and then they caught people up, they ensnared people into this giant monstrosity of a fabricated story, but the fabricated story happened to be the United States government machine working and fabricating everything. That's why, God bless him, the Australian journalist has nothing to do with any interference anywhere, nor was he ever indicted for this. And they say, oh, well, you know, he helped Chelsea Manning. Chelsea Manning, God bless her, has nothing. President Obama commuted that sentence. So you're going to commute the sentence, but then you're going to go after someone else? Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me your thoughts below. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. This is unbelievable, people. Unbelievable. Give me your thoughts right now.